Hey, you're watching The Daily Smoke. It's Taboo Tuesday. We want to shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Bangin' 832 Radio. You can visit www.bangin832.com. Make sure you get some past episodes on The Daily Smoke Sundays at 7 o'clock. Tamia's Touch-Up Care Massage Therapy. www.tamiaanderson.com. To get with life, get a massage. Y'all, I'm telling you, I've been getting one for almost a year now, and it's made my life so much easier to enjoy. The South Park Coalition 35th Anniversary Concert, September 10th, 2022, from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's going to be at the Scout Bar, 18307 Edward Bay Boulevard from Houston, Texas, 77058. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Pre-sale right now is only $25. VIP is $50. If you wait to the door, you'll pay $30 for general admission. The original Buy Black Marketplace, the Vendor Market Book Art Fair. I am tired, excuse me. It's the ultimate pop-up experience at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, located at 5309 MLK Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 7700, I think, 4. That's correct? Okay. They're actually looking for more vendors, artists, authors, and Black-owned businesses. So if you're a Bob or a Boa, make sure you hit up the buyblackmarketplace.com and get more information on how to get involved. If you like to support Black businesses, Black artists, and creatives, you can go because it's free and open to the public every first and third Saturday. You can go to thedailysmoke.com for more info on all our affiliates and sponsors. And as always, please hit that Cash App, $TDS Smoke. So the taboo topic for today, y'all, is what's really going on, because I feel like too many of y'all are under the impression that people are just sitting still when you change the channel. But on the Daily Smoke, this like live stream platform of 7 p.m. every day of the week is what you get to experience to get some real live content. I know the media feeds you what you eat, but if you continue consuming from us, you'll get something so incredible. And being on the show, right? Like, I'm new, but being behind the scenes, getting to know these guys has been such a beautiful journey. And so I feel like some things we find to be taboo aren't just sex, politics, and religion, but more so like what's really going on, the intentions. I'm sitting back here with these incredible people on this set and just appreciating their art of production, how they put forth effort and intention. They are very professional and organized, and everything is working in the favor of the People's Podcast. And being a part of this makes me really excited. Earlier today, I was talking about dating. I have a personal experience where I feel like sometimes people put forth effort in the places where they see other people seem to put forth effort, and they fail to experience the beauty of getting to experience people. So if by chance you're looking into the opportunity of getting to know somebody, I really, really, really admonish you to take your time and to keep God first, because too often you may be subjected to the opportunity of a distraction, as they call it, but you're just acknowledging what attracts you. And in doing so, you could fall to the excitement and not maintain the consistency of what's really important to maintain your peace of mind. This morning when I was brushing my teeth, I took a remembrance of how people used to say, oh, they done lost their mind. And then I thought about the channel of those words and how you mind your business, you mind your manners, you mind your sense. And if you don't, you lose your focus. And in doing that, you allow yourself to get so far from the path that you don't understand how beautiful it is when you take heed and acknowledge exactly where you are in this moment. And in this moment, you're paying attention to the People Podcast because you are a person who represents the people. Someone sitting at home, sitting in their car, even if you're on your break at work, acknowledging that you look forward to 7 p.m. every day of the week because we provide you the Daily Smoke. And when the smoke clears, you allow yourself to hear something really, really awesome. We are here because we have all been working collectively on our own to build up to the moment of being able to be heard. And a lot of people are in these moments and spaces where they don't understand, like, even right now, this works. So if you have aspirations or goals, if you have a gift, if you have a desire to do something, this is your opportunity to say, I'm ready. This is your opportunity to stand up, put your hands up, and be open to receive and give love. This is your opportunity to walk in faith. Because I feel like there's been a lot of fragments given along the way of life, and people have not stopped to receive the message's content or the nature of its intent to be said. But when someone tells you good morning, it is literally speaking into your day something great. And when someone tells you good night, the same for your rest and sleep. But if you don't get told those things, you might feel as if you don't deserve them. But self-love be the best love, Miracle the Poet said. So I feel like it's really important to make sure you maintain self-love in all aspects. Like acknowledging what your eyes fall upon in the grocery store, because it's not just you going to get what you have intentions for. Sometimes you're subjected to someone's intent, like wanting to interrupt and wanting to interject and wanting to be a part of the daily smoke. So if that's you, this is something we can do. We can put you on the sofa with me, Jam, Ron, or Los. You can even look about the same sense of being able to expose people to a truth that you have, because what's really going on is we're becoming ourselves. One book I think that some people would really take advantage of would be Learning to Be by Pastor Juanita Rasmus Campbell, because there's so many great revelations that come when someone takes a moment to reflect on how God has brought them through things. And for her, it didn't start with depression. It started with pleasing, wanting to be perfect. And seeking that perfection, she sought to be exactly what she thought to be just right. And in learning that sometimes your hair would not be combed, or makeup would not be upon your skin, or the shoes wouldn't be the best choice, sometimes just coming as you are was the only way to do it. And I feel like, me personally knowing this woman, me understanding the process of her processing her progress in life, her facing an opportunity to see an obstacle and be defeated, or choosing to be a conqueror and be a champion over it. I've watched and witnessed this, so I don't mind speaking on it and saying I completely endorse anything she says, because all she's going to do is tell you to be still and enjoy the breath that you take and then receive the blessing of God. At the same time, learning to be is definitely a beautiful process. In the same instance, I think that some people need to know what's going on in the community. So recently, forgive me, I don't remember the date, but a woman of trans experience was murdered. And there was a vigil held for her on Thursday at the police department downtown at their headquarters. And I feel like the organizations that came together to bring forth that information of how to be effective and not just sad all the time at the loss of our trans sisters, we have to acknowledge, like, there are things going on in the community that you don't know because it's a taboo topic in your home. You might not find it to be something to value, life that's not yours, but it is valuable. And there are individuals who are living a life in fear. And to you who are living in fear, afraid that your life expectancy is not as high as we have intent for you, I'd like to be in agreement with you that you deserve gray hair. You deserve wrinkles on your skin. You deserve to have the desires of your heart, and I want to know them. And in the same instance, for those of you who may have opposition because you believe what you heard or read, we can have a conversation as well. Because taboo topics sometimes are just the invitation to get past that obstacle and overcome the forcing of being able to really be good people. I don't like the narrative of what's being said in conversations in passing. That's why I don't stay for them. But I also am aware that I got really great tools to document my truth and help you understand what is so beautiful about life. Wanting to live. If you do what you want to, if you put yourself first, you put yourself in a position of power, and then there's no self-loathing that comes from not meeting someone's expectations. If you're a person of faith and you put God first, then all your steps are arranged and orchestrated in a way that is music to the ears, because you walk to the beat of your own drum and your heartbeat is in tune. It's a beautiful experience. But if by chance you just go through life experiencing things and, see what happens, I'm happy to have your attention. You're listening to The Daily Smoke. This is Taboo Tuesdays, and we're going to have a break real quick. So how long do you think I should talk before you do breaks? Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it don't matter? How many minutes am I at? 8? 10? Okay. I've been... Why you laugh?
You probably going to do it just one time, so it doesn't bring up too much. So when it gets to the hour, you can go in 20, 25, 30, and stop. And
okay.
Finish it out. Maybe you might go 35.
Okay. Why you laugh, Ron?
I'll give you 2.
Okay. I want to know.
I think it's just saying like it was longer than it was.
Yeah.
When you say 8, I was listening to what you were saying about this shit. What made me think of like
You want to come talk to me about it?
Amy won't let me color my braids.
You don't want to come talk to me about it?
But I was thinking,
Okay.
still the same way you think about, like Amy won't let me color my braids to these are hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have them where I make it, so I know okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay.
But I mean, like, no, you do want to celebrate it. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Like if you think about, have you seen I Love Lucy? So I know people who to this day in their 40s, that's their favorite show, right? Like it's not even on anymore. They're not even alive. Like long live the arts, right? But at the same time, like there's this one episode where they're stomping on grapes, right? Like they are stomping on grapes. Yes, they stomping on grapes to make wine. And then you got to exercise patience to let that wine ferment, to get to the right temperature, the right bitter, the right sweet, just so you can sip it slow. Some people don't know how to fucking drink lows, like they don't know. So every gray hair on your body that has come in the last, what is it, 18 years? 10? See, it seemed longer because it's so beautiful. But like even how you talked about how like you came to the table, like I'm Big Bad Wolf, your wedding. Like, oh, just the intention. Yeah, don't die shit. Don't die shit. Don't hide shit. Like, if you go bald, let every strand fall shit. Like, enjoy the process of aging. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fuck out of it because it's beautiful. It really is. Like, you get to. You get to wake up tomorrow a day older. You get to be in this moment an hour older. You get to be in this instant more aware. Like she's not letting you, not because of a control thing, but because of a, no, I want to watch you grow thing. Like it's beautiful. Y'all's love is really beautiful. It should be documented. No, like you have all the tools, bro. Even if she doesn't want to be seen, like some things are sacred. Some things are definitely sacred. Some things that nobody should have access to. But you should document it. Like I was gonna tell y'all earlier, I think it would be really cool if we also had a blog. Like, yeah, because we can have a blog. I know. No, not instead. Also, in addition to. So.
One writing, one video.
Yeah, but not. No. What I'm saying is we can have a blog where people like Ron who have the ability to write. I don't know other people's desire of using a pen or typing, but like his words ought to be readable. And what we can do for that is like have the words that he's already written. Right? Like the intros, like, man, I was so proud of my intro. I sent it to my parents, like, somebody thinks this highly of me to put words on paper. Okay? So, like, I'm not saying we should do something that adds to the things you do. I'm saying to go back to the anthology and put it somewhere else. Take the introductions, put it on a blog. I have a blog. It's called Long Live the Arts. We can put it there. And that way we're literally cross-promoting. And I'll take all of the data.
If you want to do this, you can.
I can take, like, I need more of the stuff. Everything that's online from Just Today Smoke, I'll do that. I'll definitely do that.
If you go to our website, episode, show all the passwords.
Right. Because
and it'll come up when you vote.
Because what I can do is I can take the description and then embed the link to the Daily Smokes video and then push it that way. That way it adds from cross promo. Exactly. So the Daily Smoke gets the credit and we're still sharing the words. Cool.
We release you, man.
Yeah. I really feel like a kid in the candy store. Like I say what I want, I'm just getting it. Like, okay, we can do this. I really feel like you should document those. Like, what I have noticed is I have very introverted friends, right? They talk to me, like Tamia. So Tamia is not necessarily the most shy person, but she listens more than she talks. She's very quiet. But like I know her, like I know how she covets her business, how she minds it, how she puts intentions into it, how she prays for it, you know? And so like I'm really happy, like everywhere I go I tell people about it because I know it firsthand, like it's really effective. But like I have these videos of her. She's also a personal trainer, and I was thinking like I can probably give Los this video and like he can use it as a clip. Like it doesn't have to be what she's saying. It can just be like, you know, a visual to add to what we're doing, because then we can add to the TikTok. And we can say, you know, you can see me on this episode on blah, 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 like a scavenger hunt. Like wherever they go to find something, we drive them right to the Daily Smoke. Yeah, come here. Because this is where it's at. Like, this is definitely where it's at.
When I was checking out for the meat marketplace, just the girl like, watch podcast. I said, not really. I said, you know what? Now you're gonna watch this one. I wrote it down. What y'all mostly talk about everything and trying to get your mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check as soon as I get home. I'm gonna check it out. I'm like, okay.
Let me tell you, I literally I paid 2 credit card bills today because I don't like keeping a balance on my card. And so I called one place, and the lady, she was so nice, but she was very hyper. And I asked her, I was like, you know, do you ever experience anxiety? And she was like, I have ADD really bad. She said, working from home was the best decision I made because I can be home. And so I told her about 3 and 7, and she did it. And she was just like, I'm going to write that down. She wrote down 3 and 7. I said, now write down work decision. Like we can make them household names just by talking about them at the grocery store, at the gas station, right? Like some people are only doing what they've seen. So they're putting a lot of money in marketing. Marketing ain't shit, but talking about something, right? Like I believe in what I say. I speak with conviction because I trust what I'm saying and I know the value of it. I also know the value of the unseen things. Like Ron is a encyclopedia, right? Like dude is very intelligent. But all of y'all, like Ron talking and Ron writing made me want to watch the videos. And then when y'all hit me up and was like, I could come be on the show, I got so excited. But then watching you just be chill as fuck on a Friday, like, man, life is so good. You know, I have a friend who will be 40 in January and she's about to lose her job. That was the mindset. The mindset was my company's closing and they just gave me a letter that come April, I won't work here. Right? That's scary as fuck for somebody whose stability is based on that job. I called her the other day. I was so fucking excited and I was just like, bro, you didn't lose your job. You're retiring. Whatever retirement looks like, you know, it is what life is about to be. And so when you tune into the Daily Smoke at 7 o'clock and you watch Los retire on the couch and have a conversation with a smoke and a drink and Ron just have an experience, like it's amazing. At the same time, you can get to know us by going to thedailysmoke.com and learning about what matters to us, because that whole bandwagon, hotel riding, Black Lives Matter, that echo is dying down. But what's really important is that you discuss the things that you fear the most, because on the other side of it is freedom. So we'll talk about sex. We'll talk about how you deserve to come. We'll talk about kinky tales and the ways in which you can prevail in a physical space safely. We'll talk about how to experience intimacy even if you're not having sex. We'll talk about how to prepare yourself for it, but at the same time, acknowledge the acknowledgement that you experience just from not realizing how much time has passed because it's such great content. This is the Daily Smoke. Taboo topics are not to cause hardship or conflict, but I am just saying, like, hey, Mrs. Pierce, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I've watched these men applaud you just from you being supported from your home. But you've been on like 3 of my shows, and I'm so appreciative because I know the value of the gift of your presence. And I also want to say shout out to PK and Priscilla Graham, because Priscilla T. Graham and PK are going to be on my show on Thursday for Long Live the Arts. And I'm telling you, to be on the podcast 2 times a week, I'm excited. Some people don't understand how to really appreciate their relationships, though. And some of y'all act like there's this sense of entitlement, but then that becomes an argument as opposed to, well, what exactly are your expectations and intentions, though? Because if you aspire to get to know someone, you should really appreciate the get to, as opposed to the got to understand the tones of the hums and us just to get to a space where you can communicate effectively. But regardless of whom you date, when you engage or partake in physical space, it should be a breath of fresh air. And if it's not, there are some problems. You might want to route them to poetry for families. You might want to route them to some self-care. You might want to route them to a mirror, because if they're not presenting you with a presentation of love and expectation of an exchange, then you might want to continue to move around, because the investment could be made with no return. I used to think dating was stupid. I thought, you know, people will sit up here and go eat their money just to shit it out and not have anything to talk about. But I firsthand can say like dating can be a beautiful experience. It can be the presence of arguments that you actually get past, because that actually does happen. People disagree and can be respectful. People don't always want to comply with the same perspective, but it's not to argue and be disruptive, but more so to enhance their perception, because that way it's not skewed, their points of view. The capacity that we have, like this freedom, is not let me make it perfect and tell you what I was going to say when I was going to say what I was going to say, but to tell you in the moment, like, I'm glad that you're here. I'm grateful that you decided to listen to whatever will come out of my mouth, because it's so extemporaneous and free, but that's how life should be, open to receive and give love. And if you don't know how to do that, just keep watching, because the daily podcast is consistent with having people who are so open to receive and give love, who are aware that we don't have to agree. You might have completely opposing views and beliefs on politics, sex, and religion. That's not the problem. The issue is you let that stop you from talking, and that means we can't progress, and that's problematic. But when you are receptive to a respectful dialogue that may seem to others as a debate, or you're able to exchange opposing views just to let the room be seen, like, it's amazing. The grace we have as creatives are to do more in the time that we get, y'all. I have spent 20 years on stage with 3 minutes, and a few times I got 15. But to be on the People's Podcast, to have an hour at some times, just to let God be God, so you can see, like, you cannot be affected if you continue believing everything people tell you in their hurt space. People question and doubt only because they don't see what they asked for. When they realize this is the waiting room, they might actually be a little more effective in the way in which they do things. Because as you wait for the rest of life to fall into place, you have to take this break and really appreciate it. So I invite you to breathe. 3 and 7 has been working for me for a very long time. And during the pandemic, I realized how suffocated so many people have been. And even more so, it was the best depiction of the facade people have continuously kept on their faces, trying to be perfect. But when you inhale for 3 seconds and you let it go for 7, you break the dam that everybody was supposed to give. You leave that expectation. You break the levee, and the tears may stream, but it's no longer of devastation, but more so this declaration of freedom and being able to expose people to the humanity. I'm not sure the intentions of people who spend time perfecting the visual just so you'll stay attentive. But I am aware of the individuals who are perfecting the process of being so naked, because transparency is the most effective to be productive in the art of production. We're putting together something so great. And even what we're about to do is going to be so amazing. This in this moment is momentous. Inhale it. Take heed to the words that you hear when they stick out, because this is not a dummy box. You're not being fed bullshit. These are great intentions of purpose with instructions for you to proceed through life. And there are so many routes for you to go. You can choose. That's the freedom that we have today. And while we can exercise that faith, we know whether or not you go this or that way, just do it with the expectation of making it to your destination, and know that home is always that place. And when you're called home, when someone says they miss you, when someone has intentions to see you and they just want to lay eyes on you just to make sure that you're good, like, be open to receive that greatness. But sometimes you have to really understand that most times people are not saying anything because they wait on you to open your mouth. It feels so good to be told you're thought of. It feels so incredible to be told. Because when you tell someone how you feel about them, they are no longer in their head wondering what if. They are now being able to confirm with the tone of your voice, the conviction of your tone, and even the sincerity of your eyes. Like, I have intentions for you to feel me. Because I feel like I can fill a room with the same sense of fulfillment of being able to proceed with the way in which I see things. Life is a production. You're the director. I'm sitting in a space where I'm literally the entertainment, if you will, only if you allow yourself to stay in that capacity. But when I engage you to a space of being able to seek and reach erudition, you heighten your learning to a capacity of intensity to where you actually realize everything you speak, you will see. So when I say mantras like, my tongue is dipped in honey, everything I speak is sweet, my energy can only be matched or increased, I am declaring my intentions for anyone who might mention anything in opposition, because I know what I said. I meant it. I'm only going to speak life into those who actually want to live. But those of you who are tired of hurting, feeling depressed, feeling alone, feeling isolated as if home don't feel like the best place to go, you can always reach out. You can go to thedailysmoke.com and send us an email, send us a note, because not only do we get on this camera and talk to you, we'll get on the email, we'll get on the phone. I will pray with you. I will open you. I will be as open to being accessible when it's necessary, because I know if you're doing this consistently, I want you to really understand the process. And at no point have I lost my intention or my focus. Like Mrs. Pierce, I'm so grateful for you. Y'all, this woman is 74 years old. I want to know her birthday. But either way, each day I feel like we should celebrate the life that she has in her body, because she has lived through so many things, which means she knows where the potholes are. I'm listening. She knows there's grace in those spaces. I'm aware and I'm witnessing. And she knows that she not only is getting something from us, but she is giving us love, a maternal bond, something that so many have lost. Grief is something that you will experience no matter who you are. How you experience that grief is your decision. But I've got access to incredible people with incredible minds and creative spaces who have equipped themselves with tools and resources, and I actually have access to them. So if you're experiencing grief, hardship, or dealing with things that make you feel like you are not doing a great job, please hit up Daily Smoke and ask how to get in contact with the Wordmatician, ask how to reach out to people. But for real, our sponsors are not sponsoring us because we ask them to. They're sponsoring us because they believe in what we do. So, banging 832, like for real, Houston is represented. And at the same time, to me, it's Touch of Care is effective. The coalition and the celebrations of music in Houston, long live the arts. And anyone who is putting together something that we can celebrate, because I don't know about you and how you go through life, but music is required. And the things that you consume are so important. There are spaces in Houston where you can experience sound baths. And sound baths for some people are sound bowls and intentions of healing your chakras and aligning your soul. But for others, it's getting your eardrums busted by the beats of whoever you enjoy, whether instrumentals, classical, rock, or hard beats. Art is so impactful. For me, I'm here because I was chosen. I'm here because I have access to the chosen. I'm here because I chose to be. But you're here because you need it. And I want to make sure that you get exactly what you're open to receive. So in the instance of these moments where you realize Taboo Tuesdays and Long Live the Arts might just be names, but all it is another way to tune into the People's Podcast, to be a part of the Daily Smoke, because I promise you, you won't choke. I hope you have an incredible week. I hope you enjoy every single word we speak. And I know if you tell somebody about it, if you share these videos, if you make sure you tune in and go live, make sure your comments are live on Tuesday at 7, because right now I'm waiting just for you to give some feedback. Let me know how you're doing. I feel like building relationships needs to be intentional and organic. And some people don't know how to do that. That's okay. I'm here for it. We're going to do that. Make sure you tune in, send some messages, hit us up, hit that Daily Smoke Cash App, $ TD Smoke, TD Smoke, and send some love. It can be $1. It can be 1,000. I promise you it will be fruitful. We're going to do what we're supposed to, because everybody in this production has integrity and good intentions, has a family, someone to feed, someone to need, someone to grow into this greatness. And so I'm so grateful for being a part of this team. I'm so appreciative of every person who is doing something great. Shout out to our newest member, who's actually the reason why I'm here, Danessa. Make sure y'all check out her information and how to get in touch with her for her delicious hot sauce and seasonings. And y'all have a wonderful time being great. We'll see you next time at 7 o'clock. Oh, God. I really like being on this show.